Hi, this is Vinney Chopra. Thank you for again joining on my podcast, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. As you know, I wrote that book, which is a top seller in Amazon. Internationally also got a lot of acclaim, reviews and all. And this podcast is about syndication, about commercial investing. I like to bring great guests for you and dig into their story, their successes, and find out some nuggets from them so that you could really enjoy them and learn from them and then implement them. All right. We are back. Hi, guys. This is Vinney Chopra. As you know, you see me so many times on the social media, my Abundance with Mindset with Vinney Chopra live show on Thursdays. I hope you're following it. Then my Vinney and Bo show on Friday, live show again at 9:30 Pacific every week. And actually this week I'll be in Las Vegas from the Metaverse Convention. I'll be speaking from there. And Bo also is in Las Vegas, so we're going to be doing it together. The other part is that Apartment Syndication Made Easy. That's this show that you are on. And that's the sequel to my book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. We're giving that book away to 1 million people. So please go to vinneychopra.com/free book and get that digital copy, audio copy, everything. So thank you for giving us 5-star reviews, because when you give 5-star reviews, it helps in the, iTunes rankings and everything, and we can get really great guests. So please do that. And of course, Monil Invest and vinneychopra.com, my website. We got a great friend right here. Alex Escobar is in the house today. Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here, Vinney. Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me.
You're so welcome. So welcome. A little bit to talk about, Alex, I wanted to say with us today, is Alex, of course, Alex, a multifamily investor, a realtor, and a coach who hosts the podcast, Screw the Stock Market. I love that title, brother. So we're going to talk about it. I know the stock market has been going up and up and up, and now it's screwing us, So I think it'll be great to really talk about that, how to screw the market. So hold on to this and listen to the last episode. We'll probably break it into 2 parts or 3 parts, as you already know. And he's passionate about helping second-generation immigrants and POC to build and protect their wealth, through real estate. After closing on his second apartment deal, he was able to quit his W-2 job. I can't wait to talk about that, because a lot of people want to really, give up the W-2 job. So that's very, very exciting, and has since doubled down on, spreading the word of low risk and high return investment, assets. So let's talk about it. Who is Alex? Tell me more about you. Yeah.
Well, Vinney, thank you. I'm just honored. One of the things that I made this decision that I was going to start going on podcasts, and my intent was, hey, originally I'll start with some smaller podcasts with some of my, people who are just getting started. And then you reached out to me, and instead I get to start on this well-established show with such a good audience, with a like-minded entrepreneur. I'm just so excited to start off my podcast tour with you, because for many reasons. First of all, that you're an immigrant and that you have achieved some amazing things. And so, thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
I want to say, for me, one of the things that has really just resonated with me in my own mission is just the idea of, when I first heard about this whole world of investments, right? Mm-hmm. That these are called alternative investments. And it bugs me, because I don't feel like they should be the alternative. I think these should be the default. And so I'm really passionate about kind of spreading the word and letting people know that, hey, there's this whole other world beyond the stock market. And you talk about the show, Screw the Stock Market. Yeah. It was, for me, the impetus of that was when I had my first apartment deal and I was raising money. And I talked to a close friend. I said, hey, I have this opportunity. I think it could be good for you. We're going to be projecting these returns. Here's the business plan and everything. And then she said, hey, that sounds great, but it's not the right time for me. Right now, I'm focused on investing for my retirement in my 401k. And on the
Mm-hmm.
outside, I said, okay, I respect your decision, of course. But on the inside, I said, oh, I think for her, investing is
Mm-hmm.
401k. It's
That's
just
it.
that.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was like, screw the stock market. I thought of that. Screw that. I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
could do better. And so that was kind of the beginning of the show. But yeah, I'll go back a little bit further. I mean, for me, one of the most important things in who I am that you've mentioned is that I'm a child of immigrants. And so,
Uh-huh.
I think it's very common in my generation, the children of the immigrants, maybe.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinney Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinney and Bo show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my apartment syndication made easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you.
Very common in my generation, the children of the immigrants, maybe children, of people like you. You have the story of starting with $7.
Yeah.
And, my dad has a similar story. My mom has a similar. There's just such an incredible sacrifice that's made when people come to this country. They leave everything behind, and that translates to our generation as incredible drive and work ethic. And hey, we're not going to make that sacrifice go to waste. We're going to come here and we're going to succeed. And so I see it so much with a lot of my friends, my colleagues, and people who do that. And they go to school, they get great degrees, they go on and they get great jobs as lawyers or doctors or executives. And that's great. That's all success. But I feel that so many of us were never taught that there's this other world of success beyond, of continued growth. And that's one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about sharing this with that community in particular, because we have the tools right there. We have this drive and this desire to succeed. And I think this could help people get to another level. And I'm excited.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You just touched from Wall Street, how we could come with self-directed retirement plans where you could really, invest to get great returns in the private equity group. Of course, REITs are there in real estate and all that in the Wall Street, but to really get the effect of the cost segregations and all, I'm sure you're going to develop all those things. So what's your strategy? How do you take somebody from Wall Street to our business or our side, Yeah.
Yeah. And so, for me, I think it starts with just awareness, right? It starts with just hearing about it. And I think a lot of people think, okay, that's cool. And then, it starts with education. And so the first thing is I really a big believer, I'm a new father. My daughter is 2 years old now, and I haven't been a father very long, but I have one big North Star that's guiding every decision I make as a parent. And it's that she's going to learn more from what I do than by what I say. She's going to learn by watching me. And I think that applies to learning in this other kind of way. And so my first step is to walk the walk and see where I can go and invite people on this journey with me. One of the things when you first invited me to talk on your show was a little bit of intimidation, right? Oh, what am I going to say next to Vinney, But then I thought about it. And one of the things that I thought of was, no, my voice needs to be heard, because a year ago, I was still sitting in a cubicle. I was, there's might be people who are listening to this show right now who maybe they're on their commute to work, or they're sitting in their cubicle, and I'm just one step past that, right? I just quit my job, my W-2 in January 2022, so just a few months ago. And so all that transition and all the challenges leading up to it and since then are very fresh for me. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm excited to be on the show and to be able to share my journey with other people who are interested in that. Just like you said, a lot of people have that as a goal.
Tell me more. You're right. A lot of people want to leave or shove it, I call it, W-2 job. I mean, it's traumatic. It's something they don't like and they want to take that step. So tell us a little bit about the fears. What happened and why, and what was the turning point, and how long did you plan to decide to leave, right? You can't leave W-2 overnight. So take us through that. Yeah.
So I'll say when I first arrived at my job, and I also want to say that the job that I had was honestly, it was my dream job leading up to that point. I was so thrilled to have that opportunity. And it was a job that had a really great mission, really making meaningful impact. So it wasn't like a bad job, but I just knew that in the long run, my destiny was going to lie elsewhere. And so I made the decision the minute I walked through the door. I said, okay, I might be here for a few months. I might be here for a few weeks. I'm going on to bigger, better things. But I stayed there for 12 years. It wasn't an overnight thing.
You said it. That's exactly what happens with most of us, So lead us, I'm sure. Please continue.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I knew that in the long run, that was going to be the thing, but I felt trapped by my situation. I said, hey, I have to put food on the table. I have to provide shelter. I have obligations. And so the first step for me in making this transition was to start with my side job, right? So I had my job and that was putting food on the table. And then my next job was to put myself into the realm of entrepreneur. And I got my real estate license as a residential realtor in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And it was cool. It was really nice because for the first time I had to focus on marketing. I started to learn all these skill sets, sales, communication. And it was cool. It took me years, but little by little, I started to